Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and his boots on the ground efforts in the 2024 U.S. presidential race. All right, so first of all, I'm super proud of him. I think he's doing fantastic. He is a real candidate. He's really doing the work, and he's on the grind, right? Like, he's actually working very hard, right? So how do I know this? Well, first of all, I went over onto his website, and I gave my information. I gave my, my mobile and my email, right? And I'll tell you right now, that right there, that's a big deal. And if you ain't done it, you should do it, right? Because the reality is, I know what's going to happen next. I'm going to get every email under the sun, and I'm going to get direct text messages, which is fine. That's what I want. I actually want to engage with his campaign. When he comes to Philadelphia, I want to shake his hand, right? I got to do that with Andrew Yang. He came to Philadelphia, shook his hand right on the stairs where Rocky ran up the art museum stairs. It was a very special moment. And I will tell you right now, I am super thankful to Vivek Ramaswamy because he's giving me hope, right? And this is why we do it, you and me, right? We don't want to be the sad sack American who's like, is there an election going on? Why don't I go over there and vote for the lesser of two evils? I always vote for evil. I don't vote for evil. I don't vote for evil, and you shouldn't either, right? And trust and believe. Everyone who voted for Biden and everyone who voted for Trump, President Biden and President Trump, right? They were voting for the lesser of two evils, right? Which means you're evil, right? Like, you're evil, right? Like, I don't vote for the lesser of two evils, right? I vote for somebody who's good. And that's why I really like Vivek Ramaswamy, is he's not morally bereft. He's morally grounded. And he has great ideas, and he's a great candidate, right? So what is he doing right now, right? So first of all, when I went over to his website, I was able to put in my information. His website worked. It's not a small thing. All right, his website worked. It was clear, and I was able to see all the events he was doing in August. Closest he's coming to me is North Carolina. That's 9 hours away. That's a little too long right now, right? And actually, I'm going to see, is there some bus I can take down there? I don't know, right? But I'm hoping he comes closer, like New York or something like that. I can go up to New York, right? But North Carolina, that's a stretch, right? And he's doing a lot of stuff on the West Coast, which I get. I think he's a West Coast guy, right? So, so everything on his website is great. I love that he's actually touring, right? He's traveling. He's doing the work, right? And that you cannot. That's important, right? It's the minimum, right? But it is important, right? And why do I say that? Well, President Joseph Biden, he did not do the minimum. He had no boots on the ground. He won this election. He won in 2020 by sitting in a basement in Delaware. He didn't do the work, and I think legally, the media used their influence to hand him the election. The media just talked about him nonstop, talked him up, right? And the reason why is the media is massively liberal, right? And they handed him the election, right? They convinced the U.S. people, and we listened to the media, and we listened to them. I didn't vote for him, right? But the people, the American people, just did what the media told them to do, which was vote for President Biden. Because he didn't win because he worked hard. He didn't. He literally sat in a basement in Delaware, and I think he turned down more interviews than he did, right? What did he do a single thing to earn it? Not. I don't think he did, right? It's horrible, right? And so, honestly, it is bad situation, right? So what is Vivek doing right now? Well, he's in Iowa. The other thing I saw is on YouTube, he was talking directly to the governor of Iowa right now, right? Current, he was literally at a state fair in Iowa. Is that where he should be? Yes, he should definitely be in Iowa, right? It's going to be one of those early primary states, and he wants Iowa voters to know him, and that's exactly what he should be doing, right? So what he is doing is right. What he is saying is wrong, right? Right now, he's like, I'm going to get us back to normal, America. Do you hate all that chaos that President Trump brought, and all this, it's so outlandish, it's so unusual. I'll be a good leader, right? he's saying the wrong things. I really, he's a smart guy, and I think he has a lot of great ideas, and he's morally grounded. That is why I am voting for him. He's morally grounded. I trust him, right? That's the primary reason. There's a lot of reasons, but that's really important to me. I really feel he is morally grounded, and I legit believe President Donald Trump is morally bereft. I cannot give him my vote. I really considered it for a while. A buddy of mine actually very much convinced me, right? It really got me there to realize that there's a good, if I vote for Trump, I get all these certain things, right? But the reality is I cannot allow this country to be led by a villain. I can't vote for it. I can't be part of it. I can't co-sign leadership from a villain. And that's what he is. By his own definition. Just read the book he wrote, right? It's on public record that when his wife was his last wife, like number 3, I think, right? Like, he's telling you flat out, I have 3 women who I've been married to because the first 2, I promised to love them forever, and we're not together. That is telling you that the people he promised to love, who promised to love him, those relationships didn't last. This guy's a villain, right? Like, his 3rd wife, this is on public record. He's not even contending this wasn't true, right? His 3rd wife was having a baby, and he was with another woman who has, that's on permanent record while she was pregnant. Like, it was just like, these are pure villainous acts. No one who cares about any moral thing could ever vote for him with a good conscience, right? And that's the issue is we don't see this with Vivek. He's a moral person. Right? He's morally grounded. He cares about truth. He cares about nobility. He cares about honesty, right? But here's the issue. If you don't understand this, you need to understand this. President Donald Trump changed the game forever, right? And Vivek is saying a bunch of reasonable stuff that ain't nobody listening to. When was the last time you heard? When did anybody say, "Did you hear what Vivek said?" I heard it once, and it was for completely the wrong thing. It was like, "Hey, Vivek said that if you're an American citizen, he's going to make you take a test so that you can vote when you're coming out of high school." No, and wrong. Record scratch. Wrong. Right? He needs to be saying things that are exciting and that everyone is covering, and people are saying, "Did you hear what Vivek said? Did you hear what Vivek said? He said this outlandish, unpredictable thing, and we all need to talk about it, because if he becomes president, everyone's life changes." Right? And that he's not saying that right now, and he has to. He cannot be an also-ran, right? He's got to start using tactics from President Donald Trump's playbook, right? He can't lie. Everything he promises has to be noble and ethical, right? But it can be outlandish, and it can be unpredictable, and frankly, it has to be outlandish, and it has to be unpredictable. I promise we're going to go to Mars in 4 years, right? We'll have an American settlement on Mars in 4 years. Mass drivers, space elevator, American settlement on Mars in 4 years. He promises, he talks about it, he brings it forward. It's real, right? Like, and he can make it real. And he can make it real in a lot of different ways. People don't understand this. Like, people are like, how do we get to the moon? President JFK promised it. But what really made sure it happened was he died. Like, you have to have vision. You have to point, right? And then you have to let the chips fall where they are. But if you don't tell people you're going to change their life, he ain't going to get there. He's doing the right things. He's saying the wrong things, right? I'm proud of him. I'm supporting him. Vivek, outlandish, unpredictable. You've got to start being Trump if you're going to beat him. Trump it up. We got to get there. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium. And God bless you and yours.